Alright guys, it's Pyro here. We've got a match against Afrozard, I think his name was. I think that was his name. Anyway, yep, we've got a match against him. I'm using this new standard team I've been trying out, and I just went and found a battle. So we both made some good moves and some mistakes as well, which I'll be pointing out as the battle goes on. So here I am, sitting here waiting for him, and then some stuff happens because I realize I've forgotten to turn off voice chat and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah, so in comes the battle. I lead off with my Kecleon, and he leads off with a Sizzle, which I don't really see many Sizzle leads, but I imagine they do exactly the same thing that normal Sizzles do. So I go with the Fake Out because basically I can, and also to check there's not one of these weird roosting leftovers ones. He gets up the Swords Dance, as I knew he would, and I go with the Thunder Wave. Now, I go with the counter here, which should have taken him out, but of course he gets paralyzed at the worst time, so now he knows I got counter, and I switch into my Gyarados to get an Intimidate on him. He gets another paralyzed hack, so I don't even know what he was going to do there, probably another Swords Dance. So, I use Dragon Dance with my Gyarados, basically so that I could set up, and I know he's going to use Thunder Wave on me, so I go out into my Electivire, and that works like a charm. So Electivire gets the multi-drive boost, and I go with the Ice Punch here because I don't want to reveal that I'm a mixed Gengar just yet. So I go with the Ice Punch, and he brings in this Mamoswine, and I do maybe 30-40% on it. Then I go with the Cross Shot, which of course misses, and because I miss, he gets an Earthquake down, and he takes me out. Yeah, sorry, got distracted. Yeah, he takes me out, which is that would have changed the whole game. I probably would have swept with that Electivire and won. So I bring in this thing to get an Intimidate on it. He uses Stone Edge, which doesn't kill me. I take him out with a Waterfall, so that's fine. So I've got this quite low health Gyarados, and nothing to switch into when he uses Thunderbolt. Well, I don't know my Electivire to switch into. I go to my Claydol because he can suck up the electric attack, and I go with the Ice Beam to see how much damage I can do. He uses Hidden Power, either Ice or Grass, probably Grass, I would imagine. So that does a life full damage, and I get the Ice Beam off. And I can see at this point that if he uses another move and I use Ice Beam, I'll take him out. So I was seriously considering using Earth Power at this point in case he wanted to roost. But in the end, I decided I would rather have Stealth Rocks up, as I already know that he's got a Togekiss, and if he wants to withdraw the Zapdos, as he does, the Stealth Rocks are going to do some nice damage to it. I almost wish I had gone with Earth Power now, because he switches into a type that would take lots of damage from it. Anyway, he goes with Hypnosis. I know he's got a nasty plot, and I don't know what to do at this point. I go into my Gyarados basically as fodder. It's the only reason I go into my Gyarados, so he can kill me and I can bring in my other thing and Thunder Wave it. And he uses Energy Ball. He uses Energy Ball on me, and for some reason I survive. It does 120 damage, which is ridiculous. What kind of a Ninetales does that with a nasty plot on a Gyarados? Anyway. So yeah, he survives my Waterfall because of the berry, which is lucky on his part, so it really didn't make that much difference in the end anyway. I go with the Fake Out, again, just because I can, and now I go with the Thunder Wave. I survived Flamethrower because Kecleon is a beast, and I get the Thunder Wave down on him, which is pretty nice. I don't know what to do at this point, but I'm thinking I'm going to go into Infernape, and I'm going to take him out with a Close Combat, because that is really the only thing I can do. And he gets some lucky power hacks, and I managed to take him out with the Close Combat. And really, the only damage he did was on my Gyarados. So I was quite pleased with how I dealt with that Ninetales. So he sits there thinking what he wants to bring in. He wants to bring in the Togekiss. At this point, I should clearly have gone into the sleeping Claydol. I don't know what I was doing, but I stayed in with the Close Combat, and he gets the Thunder Wave, just as I knew he would. I knew he would use Thunder Wave. So I've got this paralyzed Infernape, which is really no use at all, And he uses Air Slash, which doesn't do too much, and he gets a nasty plot up, which is bad, because now he's got another thing setting up on me. So I don't know what to do at this point. I'm just going to keep in until my Claydol wakes up, so that's what I try and do. He spends a long time deciding what to do, and eventually he just decides to go with the air slash and not another nasty plot. So he continues to air slash, and I just let Play-Doh die at this point, because the only thing I've got left on full health is my Heracross, and he certainly cannot take an air slash from anything, let alone a nasty plot Togekiss. So I ring in Heracross, he's got 269 speed, Togekiss is max 280, so unless it's some kind of really weird speed runner, I'll be fine. And that's right, I was fine. So I get these substitutes down, and I get down to, I use 3 substitutes, which activates my Salac Berry, and also activates the ability Swarm. The idea of this Heracross is to use Mega Horn Swarm Boost, which has like 240 power or something like that. Anyway, so I use Close Combat at this point, and he switches into an Arcanine. I don't know why he does that. I asked him if the Arcanine was meant to have Intimidate, and he said it wasn't, so I really do not understand the thought process that went on there. What was the idea? But whatever, the Arcanine obviously gets taken out in one hit, and in comes his Scizor. So I know he's going to Bullet Punch me, but I don't have anything to switch to without losing my Salac Berry, and if I lost my Salac Berry, that means it's useless against Zapdos anyway. So I'll bring my Paralyze 8, because I'll still be faster than the Paralyzed Scizor, and at this point if he'd stayed in and let the Scizor die, brought in the Zapdos, I would have lost. It's as simple as that. But for some reason, I don't understand why, he decided it's a really good idea to switch into the Zapdos, which is fantastic for me. That's seriously the best move he could have done, because then the Zapdos gets taken out, no problem, and that's really his biggest threat gone. In comes this Togekiss, which as you can see, like, must survive that with about 3 HP or something like that. So he uses Air Slash and misses, but I imagine I would have survived anyway, and I get off the Fake Out. But for some reason he switches out again. It's like, what? The Stealth Rocks are gonna kill your Togekiss. It just didn't make sense. His moves, it just. But so yeah, he's got this dead Togekiss, so all I've got to worry about is the Scizor. So what I really should have done is just stayed in with Kecleon, but I was afraid he was going to try and SD, and if he had SD'd and Bullet Punch, then I would have been lost, and that would have been that. So in comes Kecleon again, I get another Fake Out down, gets him down to red, and he uses Bullet Punch, and I finish him off with a counter. So that's, yeah, so Kecleon for the win. So that's a 1-0 to me. Well, we both made a couple of silly mistakes there, most notably not switching out of that Paralyze for the Infernape, and also switching in that Zapdos. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.